Yo, yo, it is the big day.
Yo,
not,
yo.
not the Chance the Rapper album.
Back again.
But after all the Star Wars reviews we've done, we've posted every day for like the past week or so leading up to the Rise of Skywalker, which we saw last night at the midnight premiere.
Still feeling the effects of it.
Yeah, mate, it was a bit of a wait, you got to sit through like half an hour of ads.
And about a 2.5 hour wait before you're even allowed in the cinema.
Yeah, but nevertheless, I was slightly... I wasn't even really hyped to see this, I was more just optimistic.
I was excited to be disappointed.
Yeah. If you don't know our thoughts on the previous movies, go watch those, because I don't really care about going over those again. We'll try and focus mainly on the Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, it's not even like this movie had too much to do with The Last Jedi anyway, so...
Yeah, we'll just get straight into it. We're going to do spoilers as well, because...
You've had the chance. Should have gone to the midnight premiere.
If you're watching a spoiler review, it'll be in the title, then you know what you're in for. This movie does not feel like a sequel to The Force Awakens at all. I mean, no, actually, it does kind of The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi has more meaning.
Yeah. Like, I just feel like there wasn't any, they didn't mention, because when we left The Last Jedi, they were, flying in the Millennium Falcon off that salt planet.
Yeah.
There was, no mention of that. There was no mention of, Laura Dern's character flying her thing through, the entire...
Oh, I think that there was one line when they said, but I couldn't tell if it was, a dig at The Last Jedi. They're like, that's a 1 in a million thing trying to light speed it, or something like that. I think...
Yeah, I feel that's not really referencing that genuine...
I feel like that
is like a dig.
The only callbacks to The Last Jedi were just digs.
Yeah.
Which was... That was the thing. After The Last Jedi, they gave it back to J.J. Abrams, who did Force Awakens, obviously, and they really just, I don't know, what they've done is just pretty much completely written The Last Jedi out of existence and created a whole new story again, which...
To be fair, walking out of The Last Jedi, I did not hate it anywhere near as much as I hated this movie.
No. The overall thoughts on Rise of Skywalker right now, this is my least favourite Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
This
is the most pointless, thing of all time.
Yeah.
I think it was the most predictable, movie.
And after it's all over, it just makes it not seem... It just is worthless, this whole new trilogy.
I genuinely don't want to talk about it. It's not coming out of Marvel where I'm like, could talk about this, could talk about this. I don't want to talk about this movie because it sucked.
There just is no coherency in this trilogy at all. And I can say right now, I'll never watch it again, probably. I just don't see why I would ever watch it again.
I just feel this
There's
movie was built up as, fan service.
Yeah.
It was it's the end of the trilogy. The Skywalker Sage is over.
Sage.
Oh, saga, sorry. And it's going to be a fan service. I felt there's no satisfaction from this movie at all.
I wasn't invested enough to care about the story, so I was almost just relying on the fan service to entertain me, and there wasn't even enough of that really. All the we'll go through the plot and go through each one, but the fan service was almost just
voices.
Yeah, and I saw on some other review they were saying that J.J. Abrams' fan service was just pleasing, almost just things that people complained about on the internet online, random things. We'll elaborate more as we go on, I think. But yeah, everyone knew Palpatine was returning for this movie.
Yeah.
Which...
Dumb.
Straight away, this movie begins with Palpatine, which is what you thought.
Do we go through the plot now?
We'll go through the plot now. The movie instantly begins with Kylo Ren finding Palpatine, who apparently has been behind this the whole time.
Kylo doing rock bottoms with his lightsaber on, trying to find the Sith. What is it called? Sith
Finder. I don't know. It's basically the Sith
this
GPS.
Lost planet that Palpatine's been hiding on. Luke was trying to find this planet for years.
But
which
couldn't.
Was never mentioned before or anything.
And somehow they were able to find it so easily, and Luke couldn't. But okay.
I've also just thought of another thing that I'm going to quickly write down because I need to talk about it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Kylo Ren's been a beast. He finds this locator.
GPS.
He goes and finds Palpatine, and the movie kind of starts off really epilepsy. Rest in peace, Bridie. It was, and it was just pretty much Palpatine just saying, I am everything. He turns, like, at one point, he says he, like, created Snoke.
Which I was thinking going in would be, that was what they'd say. That would be
Yeah.
their justification. But Palpatine may as well have just said, forget the last 2 movies. Like, forget the last 2 movies, I've been behind this the whole time, which there's been no setup towards at all. And I could not buy into it at all. I did not believe that Palpatine was behind this the whole time. So instantly I was kind of just out of the story. Because for a fact, I 100% believe that they did not have this in mind. Well, I don't know. That's the thing, actually. I don't think there was a clear vision to this trilogy.
No.
Because J.J. Abrams, it seemed like he had some ideas that he was introducing in Force Awakens. But then when it came to Last Jedi, it was almost completely thrown everything out the window, and it was a whole new... It was just
movie.
2 opposite directors with different visions for what they wanted to do.
Like, you could put, like, if you... I don't even know how to say what I'm going to say, but, like, if you put this movie out as, like, an end game, and then, like, Force Awakens as a first... Like, you could genuinely go in so many different directions. It doesn't really directly correlate. And I don't know if that's just because of, like, Last Jedi or what. But it just feels like they didn't have a vision going on.
Yeah, which is what they needed. Like, with Endgame.
Even if it was just shit, like, if it wasn't going to be a fan service, just stick to the vision. Like, because now it just feels like...
What was the vision, though?
It feels like their vision was just, please the fans.
Well, with this movie, that's definitely the case, because with Endgame, like you're saying, there was obviously a vision the whole time. When you watch every movie, it's coherency, it leads up to Endgame. And with this, it's just like...
The characters remain the same.
It's all over the place, really. So, Kylo Ren finds Palpatine, and Palpatine pretty much says... Kill Rey, or was it bring Rey to me?
Because he says kill her, but then Kylo's like, I'm not going to kill you.
I feel like he was kind of just manipulating him and knew what he would do. We've only seen this once, by the way, so we're not going to obviously remember every single...
I remember everything.
I remember the parts I hated the most.
Yeah, so the whole movie.
Yeah, and then it starts with...
Well, Palpatine gets his, like, fucking 15,000 ships up.
Yeah, Palpatine's blind and shit as well, I think.
Yeah, because he's obviously...
How did he... There's no reason... Like, no one said how he survived.
He's like...
There's no explanation for how he's actually still alive.
I'm not a Matrix expert, but isn't there something in the Matrix where it's, like, attached to the back of the skull?
Yeah, which plugs him into the Matrix.
Yeah, that's what it pretty much looked like.
Yeah. And so Palpatine's, like, hooked up to this thing that's almost keeping him alive.
Yeah.
No one knows what it is, really. And... I'm actually going to have a look on old Wiki now if the plot synopsis is up yet, because, oh fuck, it's not. But it goes basically to the rebel base.
Well, it goes to Finn and Poe.
Oh yeah, so Finn and Poe, there's a spy in the First Order, apparently, who...
Do we talk about it now, or do we wait till it gets to the part?
We'll wait till it gets to it. But what are they... Okay. I can't remember what they're actually using the spy for.
They're just getting information. That's where they're told that Palpatine's still alive.
Yeah. And then, so the whole movie basically is them trying to go after the Sith GPS to find Palpatine and end it once and for all. So, Rey... is
doing her training.
Rey is training with Princess Leia.
This.
Carrie Fisher died, so you didn't have much of a option, but...
This isn't what I'm the most annoyed about, though.
Okay, but I'm not really annoyed about it because I know the reason behind it, but, like, all the interactions with Carrie Fisher...
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the training and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'll talk about just Leia real quick. All the interactions were so unnatural. Like,
because I don't think any of them were later.
No, I think some of them were clearly just deleted scenes, I think, from previous movies.
But, like the ones, you could definitely tell there were some where it definitely wasn't, because it was, like, it was just voices. It wasn't movement shown.
Especially later on, but earlier I think it was more, like, the deleted scenes. And I don't want to hate on them for this, but it was just so noticeable. Like, the conversations were so unnatural. There'd be, like, one line that she'd say, and they'd base, like, a whole conversation off it. That was just the randomest thing. But yeah, that was like again no way real around that. But anyway, and so they're going after the Sith Wayfinder.
I want to talk about this training first.
Okay.
So yeah, Rey's doing her training and stuff, and then she says she's like, I'm not ready to use this lightsaber.
Oh, okay, like, yes.
Yeah, but she's used it 14,000 times in the past.
Well, Yeah, so Luke, she's training with Leia. Leia's training her. I mean, not really, just watching her do a fucking obstacle course. And apparently, Rey has to earn Luke's lightsaber now after having used it, like, in both Force Awakens and Last Jedi, so many times. There's, like, this big thing about her earning the lightsaber now, which makes no sense because she's... Why does she now care about earning it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's dumb. That was like one of my first things, and I was like,
yeah.
that's stupid.
Yeah. And then, so, Ray... No, who was I? Why was I going to say Luke? Ray, Finn, Poe, C-3PO,
Chewie.
and Chewbacca...
And BB-8.
And BB-8 go to this planet to look for the Sith GPS to find Palpatine. There's, like, some festival going on there. And eventually they do... Oh, because Lando's there. Lando.
Yeah,
making his long way to return.
They get caught, and then it's that's kind of how I knew. I said to you, I was like, "Oh, is this what I think it is?" Because it was the same. It was the same kind of helmets and stuff as in Solo.
Right. Yeah.
Which you probably haven't even seen.
I've seen parts.
So it was like that's kind of how I knew it was going to be Lando, and then it was get in because it was the arrow to the eye.
Yeah.
And then. It was his only line in the movie. Chewie.
Yeah. Did he take them to the ship where it was?
Yeah. Or he took them.
Oh, because he
drops them off.
Lando had originally gone there with Luke to find it, and they'd found the ship, but couldn't find the thing on it. So he takes them to the ship to find it again.
The clue it was.
No,
he doesn't even take them to the ship. He just drops them off and they get in a speeder.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's on the outskirts.
So they were just finding a clue for it, eh?
Yeah, not even
this is the thing I hate in movies where they have to find something else.
Yeah.
And they just keep going to a million different places and it just seems like it's just a thing to do to prolong the runtime. But anyway, I still actually enjoyed this portion of the movie. It was pretty entertaining, I thought. So...
my favourite part is coming up.
Yeah.
Also, just a bit of a shout out, 3PO in this movie.
Yeah.
So good.
We'll talk more about 3PO through the movie, but C-3PO stole the movie for me. He was so fucking funny and entertaining. I loved him. Yeah. So good. So, yeah, Lando drops him off partway, I think. I can't remember.
They steal some speeders.
And why. They steal some speeders and there's like a speeder chase kind of thing, which I thought was sick. There's stormtroopers who fly with jetpacks. And...
because Ren does his old, Kylo does his, forced conversation with Rey. And then he grabs the beads.
To find out where she is, eh?
Yeah, and he grabs the beads.
So that's a thing continued from Last Jedi where Rey and Kylo have this connection, and he grabs the beads around her neck from the festival to see where the planet is that they are, and then big action chase scene ensues where they kill the stormtroopers on the speeders.
But it's so sick.
It's actually cool though.
So there's there's two stormtroopers on each speeder, and they're not hovering speeders. They're just like sand speeders, I guess you call them.
Yeah.
And so, they have, a launch pad out the back. And it flicks the one of the stormtroopers off.
Yeah.
And then he has a jetpack.
Yeah, that was
and
awesome.
It's they fly now?
That was cool. Except, stormtroopers are just still so useless.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole movie, the amount of stormtroopers that are just run into fire, it's what you come to expect, really, but it's just so funny. I just went to him like, bro, stormtroopers are fucking stupid, aren't they?
Still so useless after all these years.
And before they can get to the ship, they land in, a quicksand pit, which drops them in
because they get shot out by the last remaining.
Yeah, and it drops them all down into a series of tunnels where there's this big slug thing, and we get our first look at new Jedi powers that are brought into this movie, where Rey is able to heal wounds by touching them. So I guess she just forces them back together. And
she says she gives a bit of herself to
this
to heal them.
Yeah, and that's where they find that dagger.
Yeah,
Yeah, so the dagger, which is the clue that they're looking for, it's got like Sith writing on it, which says the location of this GPS
Oh, good thing
wayfinder.
3PO can translate.
So C-3PO can translate it.
But he
well,
can't.
he can read it. He knows what it means, but
he can't speak Sith.
he's not programmed to be... He's not allowed in his programming to speak it to people, so he knows what it is, but he can't tell them. So then they have to find some way to, crack his head open to get that info out.
Yeah, with the melon on Christmas Day.
Yeah, but but first Kylo shows up. Him and Rey, they don't fight,
well,
do they?
because it's the Knights of Ren as well.
Yeah, the Knights of Ren in this movie.
They look so cool. They should have been.
They don't do much really.
It's the typical Star Wars villain.
They're kind of just stormtroopers.
They look
with
cool.
Swords.
I wasn't sure if they were Force sensitive or not, because I swear I read that they were.
Oh, I'm not really sure. They don't develop it at all. They're just kind of there.
And
so Chewbacca gets captured by the First Order, and is placed on a ship. And when they're driving away,
because Kylo comes in as TIE fighter,
and
Rey
blows up Kylo Ren's TIE fighter, and apparently he takes no damage whatsoever, even though it literally blew up. But okay, and then so Chewbacca is captured by the First Order. They're flying away on this ship, and then Kylo Ren and Rey are both
forcing it.
I think Rey's trying to force it down. Kylo's trying to force it back up, and while it's happening, she gets a vision. She gets a vision, doesn't she? Of her parents being on that same ship.
Something like but it reminds her of parents were on the ship of the clue.
Oh.
She was using her power so much that she ended up shooting lightning out of her fingers and blowing it up.
So she uses Force lightning, which blows up the ship. So
and Chewbacca dies.
No, so I thought Chewbacca really was dead here
because they didn't show another ship.
Apparently they did.
I don't remember them doing that.
I don't remember either. So, it comes across that Chewbacca died, which I was so mad about. I was like, that is the worst death I've ever seen in a movie. It's so, the ship just blew up that he was on. But apparently they moved him to another ship, which I swear they just do in 100 other movies.
Yeah.
They're like, they've snuck him onto another one. I don't remember seeing another one, but apparently there were other ones that he got put on that looked exactly the same, that they didn't see flying away. So... Chewbacca is hostage in the Star Destroyer, and they go up to save him again. Oh, no, they go
to the planet first.
They go to another planet. I can't remember any of the planet names.
Yeah, this one's real weird.
And why
they go to get 3PO's head cracked open in this planet.
Oh, yeah, right. So Poe knows someone who can, hack into C-3PO's mind or whatever and get the information.
That's kind of like a running
out.
joke throughout this whole movie, is what Poe did before he joined the Resistance.
Yeah. There's just and with C-3PO, I can't remember any real lines off the top of my head, but it was just hilarious along the whole way.
Yeah.
He was so good in this movie. And so, they go to this planet where Poe knew someone who can do it, and,
almost gets killed by his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, so his ex shows up and is like,
I'll turn you in, because there's Kylo's obviously looking for Rey.
And they left on bad terms, I'm guessing, most people in Star Wars do. And he used to be a spice runner, which I don't really know. What does that actually mean?
I presume it's just like a drug dealer.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. She was like, used to be a spice runner. And he's like, Finn used to be a stormtrooper, Rey used to be a scavenger. We can do this all day. And, yeah. I thought the performances in this movie were really good, despite not really caring about the characters. They're all great actors, but, the characters haven't been given that much development until this movie, and by this point it's kind of too late, so...
Yeah.
But anyway, so they hack into C-3PO's head, and there's a possibility that his mind will get wiped by doing it.
This monkey thing is adorable, by the way.
So
he is one of my favourite characters.
There's this mini little thing, I can't remember his name, I'll see if I can find it.
He can't speak English, but then he occasionally spurts out an English word.
Yeah.
He's like, woohoo, droid live.
Yeah. He's 1 foot, no, not even 1
not
foot,
even,
a
3 inches. Trust me, I know my inches, and it's about 3.
Hacking in. And then, so C-3PO, in fact, his memory does get wiped by doing this, which is what you saw in the trailer where people thought C-3PO was going to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll take one last look at my friends. But at the same time, I don't really feel the weight of the moment, because I don't even, C-3PO's never really interacted with any of them.
I also
in
feel
any
like
of the other movies.
I also feel like it was a bit too much comedy in the scene for it to be such, like, such a dark moment.
I didn't mind, because since...
Oh, no, I like the comedy, but I just thought I didn't really feel...
Because I thought C-3PO was actually going to die from them doing that. But since they just said, oh, your mind's going to be wiped, I was like, oh, it's not as deep as I thought, so I didn't really... The comedy didn't matter too much.
I mean, it was pretty predictable what they were going to do later on, though, once his memory got wiped.
One thing I'll just bring up I had a problem with now before I forget. We're kind of going all over the place, but we've just seen this once and trying to just, do as best as we can, is the interactions between Rey, Finn and Poe particularly, not through the whole movie, but through a lot of it, is just them talking really fast over the top of each other.
Yeah.
And I hate that in movies. It's like, one person will be talking about something and someone else will come in and they're just all talking over each other real fast.
It was like, oh, you blew
that.
up the Millennium Falcon. Oh, you destroyed BB-8.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you arguing?
And I'm just
you
like,
tell me. You tell me.
There's just a bit too much of that, which I didn't... I can only assume that's to show, chemistry between them, how,
Yeah.
they're arguing and shit, but
I was talking to
whatever.
Tooth about this earlier. They literally built Rey up as, the town bike. The Galaxy bike.
Yeah. I think
she
we'll
literally
talk about
had
that
something with everyone.
We'll talk about that at
I
the
want
end.
to title this video.
Yeah.
Was Rey the Galaxy bike?
And so... so they can find out where C-3PO...
Sith.
It tells them...
The Sith. The
Sith language, they translate it, and it is on one of the moons of Endor where the Death Star from Episode 6 crash landed, is where they have to go. So they go there, but before they do, they go to rescue Chewbacca from the Star Destroyer because Kylo Ren showed up again, and...
Yeah, they sneak up there, because Kylo shows up on the planet.
Yeah, they sneak up there, and so along the way, C-3PO, it's real funny because his mind's been wiped, so he's like, oh, I've never seen you before.
I'm C-3PO, nice
I've
to
never
meet you."
been in a laser mission before, and just shit like that. It's real funny.
Yeah, they're running away, and it's Poe's just like, oh, move your metal ass, 3PO. And he's like,
I've never met you before.
Never met you.
How dare you talk to me like that?
It's quite funny.
Yeah, and so they go up to the Star Destroyer, rescue Chewbacca, and it is revealed that Hux is actually a spy.
I hated this.
I liked it for the 5 seconds that it lasted. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, so I literally wrote this down. That was my thing that I was like, oh, I need to talk about this. But it was like, they obviously built it up that it was going to be either I can't even remember his name, the other general that gets made the actual...
Oh yeah, so there's another general in this movie who basically replaces Hux for no reason at all apart from just to kill Hux.
But it was literally, there was a space of 2 minutes where it was... Oh, you could see it coming from a mile away as well, because it was, let me shoot them myself.
And it would always, whenever Kylo Ren was raging, it would just zoom in on Hux, and you're
it was, whenever they mentioned the traitor.
I thought that was set up, and he said as well, I was like, I don't care who wins as long as Kylo Ren loses.
Yeah.
But then he gets killed in the next scene, so it's like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
It literally is. It's just he doesn't even get to say a word. It's just, they shot me in the leg, they got away. And then it's fucking... Give me the blaster. Bang. Shoots him.
That's what... Yeah, but then
but that's such
this whole movie is kind of just, moments that are done together in 2 seconds. It's, a moment, but, they don't... They come and they go. And so they rescue Chewbacca, they go to the moon of Endor.
Rey almost joins Kylo.
It isn't... and yeah, while they're still on that Star Destroyer... Rey and Kylo Ren have another vision again.
Have another sexy moment.
Is this where he tells her... No, when they are fighting through their vision kind of.
Yeah, and that's how he finds her.
They smash Darth Vader's helmet, which is in this kind of room.
No, they don't. They smash, the podium it's on.
Oh, yeah. But the helmet falls on the ground into Kylo Ren's vision so he can see that she's on the Star Destroyer. He goes up there and he tells her what we all wanted to know. She's actually the granddaughter of Sheev Palpatine. I just scoffed kind of. I was like,
I was like, I didn't see that coming at all.
And again, with this whole movie being about Palpatine, I just didn't buy it at all because, they kind of set it up in Force Awakens, but then... If you're looking at consistency, none of that, was continued in The Last Jedi. They kind of just retconned all of it. And then, there was no setup for it being Palpatine either. It's okay, it's Palpatine. But, Okay.
Yeah, it's like...
Like, it just is Palpatine for no reason, kind of, then just to be Palpatine, just to be someone from the last movie. And I was just like, oh, I just didn't care at all, really.
Yeah.
I guess it seems like J.J. Abrams just wanted to make this movie to just appeal to people who hated Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, people who hate Last Jedi and that they said her parents were nobody. Oh, I guess they... See, that's the thing. I feel like most things in this movie, you're either gonna love it or hate it, but there's no in between. Like, people who were mad at Rey's parents being nobody, and they're saying it's Palpatine now, might be like, oh, good. And then there's me, who's like, oh, that's just shit and not set up at all.
So, did Palpatine create Rey's parents, or did he put Rey inside of Rey's mum?
No, Palpatine's son or daughter had Rey as kids.
So he didn't use the Force or anything?
No, so I don't think so.
Because I thought it's like he did that to Anakin, didn't he?
I don't... They never... Maybe...
But it's like, I
did.
feel like that's clear. That
Yeah.
he banged Sheev.
Oh,
Shmi, not Sheev.
Shmi and Sheev.
Shmi and Sheev.
And so I'm not really sure.
Shmi,
I just couldn't even
couple.
believe that Palpatine had a son or daughter. I don't know
Yeah, that's
which
why I
one was
wasn't
his.
sure if it was like actually his actual son, or if it was like, oh, use the Force and have sex.
But basically, Rey's parents sold her off to Jakku to protect her from Palpatine, so New Hope. It's like putting Luke on Tatooine. And Sheev ended up killing her parents because...
No, a jet, like a alien.
But it was like his
yeah,
order,
he set it all up.
his order to kill them off. And so then that kind of just brings Rey, like, feeling like she's closer to the dark side now because of her family heritage. And then after this, yeah, so they go to it's not Endor from Return of the Jedi, but it's one of the planets around there, I think.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
the Death Star in the ocean.
they go into the Death Star, Rey finds the GPS, and Kylo Ren meets her there. They have a lightsaber
Naomi.
battle.
It was so like, oh, how coincident. Like, what a coincidence. Like, of course, there's another black British woman that
Was a
stormtrooper and defected.
See, I thought they were setting up kind of a romance there, but then no, not
But
really.
then, yeah, Lando at the end.
But anyway, Kylo Ren and Rey are fighting, and it's like a decent lightsaber battle, but you know, it's not. It's just.
It's the best one of the movie.
It's kind of the.
It's the only one
really. And then, so, I'm trying to remember exactly what happens. They're fighting
because Kylo's overpowering Rey, and then it's Carrie Fisher.
Rey's basically just, standing no chance. Kylo's just smashing
she's
her.
trying all these different styles, like holding it with like.
Oh, that was sick. That was like Force Unleashed, where like they hold the lightsaber backwards and swing it around.
And so it was.
Sick.
They cut to like Princess Leia walking away.
But it wasn't her.
Yeah,
it wasn't
but
Carrie
it was with
Fisher,
her daughter.
obviously.
It was with her daughter though, I think.
Is that her real daughter?
Yeah, Billy Lord.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish, legal today.
Oh! Let's talk
happy
about
birthday.
Happy birthday, Billie Eilish, 18 years old.
You didn't hear that from us.
No.
And so it's, Princess Leia, she's like, Ben. She dies.
She's kind of... so Princess Leia's kind of meditating.
Well, one of them said something,
to connect to Kylo and convince him to stop what he's doing.
I swear someone said, like, oh, she's going to use all her power to try and turn him. And it was like, oh, she died.
See, I don't understand how she died. I thought she kind of died because did she kind of, like, go into Kylo's mind? So when Rey killed... When Rey stabs Kylo, she died. I don't know, but anyway, so... Leia kind of builds a Force connection with Kylo and is like, Ben, and then Rey
stabs him.
Rey stabs
straight
Kylo.
Up, just grabs the lightsaber.
Her hate flows through her. I don't know. She kind of just loses her shit and stabs Kylo while he's distracted.
It's okay though, because she can heal him.
But Princess Leia just died there. Princess Leia just died. Which it was.
Princess Leia died at the end of fucking episode 8 when it was.
Yeah.
When Carrie Fisher died.
No, she died at the start of episode 8 where she blew out the window.
Yeah, that's true.
And yeah, so Princess Leia just died there, and it was just the most insignificant death that I didn't care about at all. Like, I was like, oh, that's just fucking depressing. That but what? Oh, again, they couldn't have done much else, and it's a shitty death. But it's just unfortunate what happened really in real life. So, but yeah, Kylo's stabbed, and again Rey uses her Force powers, which again I think the continuity of these powers are going to come into question, especially later on.
Yeah.
And
And then it's Rey runs away, jumps in, X-Wing or TIE Fighter,
and
then it's, hey kid.
so there's like two cameos kind of at the same time. Rey goes back to the island that Luke was on, and Luke comes to her as a Force ghost, which...
Because she burns everything, including like the Sith locator, and then she goes to throw her lightsaber in.
And then Luke catches it.
Yeah, Jedi should treat with more respect.
Which was a dig at Last Jedi, I feel, where he threw the lightsaber away.
Yeah.
And Luke basically says, it's not your blood, like what blood you have, meaning Palpatine, but it's your actions that you do or something along those lines.
Because Rey's like, I'm doing what you're doing, and then he's like, what I did was wrong.
Yeah. So, and then at the same time, Han Solo, Harrison Ford, how did they get him to come back?
I feel like it was probably just like, it's in honour of Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, that was not expected at all.
I knew it was going to
happen. At first I thought it was just him CG in someone else's voice. Because I just didn't believe that they got him back. But then, I guess he's just kind of in his head. Because he can't be a Force ghost because he's not Force sensitive or whatever.
Oh, we don't know.
I'm not really sure. But
is Force like sexually transmitted?
Han Solo basically convinces Kylo to go back to the good side. What does he say?
He's like, Ben Solo died, and then Han Solo's just like, no, Kylo Ren died, and it's like, then he changes back.
So Rey stabbing Kylo kind of signified the death of Kylo and the birth of Ben Solo for real, and he just turns good because Han Solo came and talked to him.
Pretty much, yeah.
They redid like what they did in The Force Awakens, where he's like, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it or whatever.
And then it's the hand on face.
And so he decides to turn good and go after Rey.
Well, but while Rey's so Rey is with Force Ghost Luke, and they're talking.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I'll give you something. So they go up, and in this hiding spot, there is Leia's lightsaber.
And it's basically revealed that Luke had been training Leia for all the years in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
So Leia had a vision that her son was going to turn evil, which I don't even know if she'd had the son at this point. And so she stopped doing her Jedi training.
Yeah.
The CGI on young Mark
That
Hamill,
was good,
it was good,
but Carrie Fisher was not. So
they still don't know how to
there's like
CGI.
a flashback of Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker and Leia training with lightsabers, and then they kind of take their masks off, and it's CGI young Mark Hamill, which I thought it was.
Could have just been Sebastian Stan.
It was like in the dark and everything, which kind of helps the CGI. It's not just like light on the face to fully expose it. And Mark Hamill looked good, and Carrie Fisher was just. I was like, no, thanks. That's not good. But anyway.
Gives lightsaber, says go find Palpatine. And but take both lightsabers.
Yeah.
Because you might need them.
I guess she's earned Luke's lightsaber finally. Which they never fucking explained how they got it.
Yeah.
After all these movies, how did Maz Kanata get it from Cloud City? We don't know. No one knows. And we never will know, but I guess, who cares? This doesn't matter, does it?
No.
And so Rey goes after Palpatine.
Sends the signal. And it's because, remember, 3PO gets his memories back from R2, which was predictable as fuck. It's like, of course R2
Yeah, because they literally say, they're like, R2...
surely R2 will have a backup of his memory.
And it's like, no, I don't think it will work. And it does. Like, R2's got the backup
Look, it's like 2 seconds later, it's like,
C-3PO.
R2's just like, I'll plug this into your head. And 3PO's like, no, don't.
Oh, no, I was fine with it.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I was like, predictable as fuck. But
and then, so... Rey flies Luke's X-Wing from Empire Strikes Back to... where Palpatine is, and Luke forces it out of the water, symbolic of
quite cool.
Empire Strikes Back, where Yoda did the same thing, and it even has like the same music as well when he's doing it. And Rey's, because the rebels can't find out where Palpatine is because they don't have the Sith tracker or whatever. No, but Rey has it with her, so she sends out the signal so they can follow her there.
You just mentioned music.
Yeah.
Duel of the Fates was advertised for this, wasn't it?
It was in the trailer.
I swear, was it in the movie at all?
No,
I don't remember it.
I don't care really.
I do.
When they
At least give me Duel of the Fates or Phantom Victory song.
Yeah, when they were on the Death Star from Return of the Jedi, I was playing a lot of the music from there, like Palpatine's theme and the music where
the Imperial March.
and when Luke takes Vader's mask off at the end. So there's a few musical throwbacks there,
but no joke.
which were fine.
Well, no Phantom victory song.
I don't know. I just didn't. Would you really have been that much happier for Joel the Faces in this movie?
It would have been.
I just don't feel like what place did it have really.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm not sure. And so Rey gets to Palpatine while at the same time the Rebels are planning an attack on. They have a whole new Sith fleet of not Death Stars. Palpatine and the whole time has been building up a Sith fleet with new Star Destroyers, all basically having a Death Star cannon on them that can blow up planets. Which is like, oh, fucking hell, okay.
Bit OP.
Yeah. So the Rebels go there as well, and their whole plan is basically to expect that other people are going to help them. Because they're like, oh, we don't have enough people to take them by ourselves, but we'll put out a call for help and people will come, or whatever. And then, so they're doing that, but then they're outnumbered because no one shows up. But then people do show up when it seems like all hope is lost, and they end up blowing up all these new Star Destroyers with relative ease.
Yeah.
I find that all the space battles at the end of Star Wars movies are all just kind of filler, like a background action scene towards the main story. Just to, like, drag it out, kind of. Like, I never care about the battle that's happening. I care about the other thing. But it's always, there's always a battle there as well. Oh,
Yeah, I get what you mean. It literally is just, like, so we don't just have to watch, like, so they can break it up kind of thing.
Yeah. We get a cameo from Wedge Antilles for one screen, who was one of the Rebel fighters who appeared in A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi.
Their ships are, like, getting destroyed.
Yeah.
The Rebels. And then it's like...
So the Rebels are getting mowed down.
It's like just Poe left, and he's like, oh, looks like nobody's coming to help us.
And then just everyone's there.
But it's like, of course they have to show up just after everyone's died. Yeah. Like, you couldn't have shown up, like, 2 minutes earlier while there's still, like, people alive.
I love if no one showed up and they just died.
Yeah. Then you hear Lando, he's like, oh, on the left.
It actually pretty much is in-game when they all come in. Yeah.
And then all the ships come out, and then it's like, oh, saved, is it?
So, yeah, the Rebels win the space battle pretty convincingly, but that's not the main story. The main story is Rey going to her grandfather Palpatine inside this big tomb thing. She goes in, and it's pretty much what Palpatine always does, strike me down or whatever. And so Rey can take her place on the Sith throne.
Yeah, because if Rey killed him, he would take over her body pretty much.
Yeah, I think he's absorbed, like, all the Siths or something into him. So if she kills him, like, she'll absorb all the Sith power and become evil.
Yeah.
She refuses to do so, but, well, his name's not Kylo anymore, it's Ben Solo, shows up at the same time. They both go to take on Palpatine forever, but he pretty much drains their powers and absorbs them for himself to become the Emperor.
To become Ultimate Sheev.
Become Prime Emperor, not just fucking blind...
Dead.
Like 95% dead Emperor. He's back to his prime. And he forces Ben Solo away down a hole, and then shoots his Force lightning at Rey, but she's able to block it, and he's like, I am all the Sith, and she says, I am all the Jedi.
Oh!
And then we get the cameos that we all wanted to see.
Oh, that's right, we don't!
So, Rey, after Emperor drains all Rey's power or whatever, they're like, her and Ben Solo are lying on the ground. She looks up into the stars, and we basically hear every single Jedi that's ever been in a movie
say, Prinze Jr.
What do they say? You can do it, pretty much. You can do it! You hear, like, Liam Neeson, Samuel Jackson, Hayden Christensen, Freddie Prinze Jr., pretty much every Jedi that's ever been.
Ahsoka was there.
Was there? I don't know.
Hammer Street said there was.
I didn't.
Anything Hammer Street says is true, so...
Pretty much all the Jedis are just talking... It's just showing you stars, and then you can just hear all the Jedis telling her that she can do it. So she gets up...
hardest for Hayden, though.
Yeah. Like, it was cool hearing them, but...
It would have been good to have, like, their Force ghosts.
I would have liked to see them all, but I felt like that would have just been so just... I don't know. I would have liked to, but it would have been, like, over fan service. But
I don't care.
I didn't... Yeah, at the same time, I didn't care at the same time, so... And then... then Rey just easily kills Palpatine.
Yeah.
So
she ends up using both lightsabers.
And at the end of it, it's just so insignificant. So Palpatine, like...
She dies.
Palpatine... Oh, fucking turn that shit off. Palpatine...
She dies.
Yeah, but Palpatine... he's lightning her, she absorbs the power of the Jedi, reflects the lightning back, blows Palpatine up with ease, relative ease.
Face melts.
And she's basically dead from doing that. And then, I'm just like, how come the Jedi keep dying from using the Force? They're supposed to be like masters of the Force, but in this new trilogy, every time they use the Force, they keep fucking dying. It seems a bit dumb. So she's literally dead just from getting up and blocking lightning back at Palpatine.
Yeah, and so then it cuts to down the hole, you see Ben's hand
and he
pop up.
He pops up and goes over to her dead body.
He cuddles her, and he heals her.
He uses her power that she'd been using through the movie.
How much stronger is Rey than
I don't know.
Ben Solo? Because he uses the power, brings her back to life. They look at each other, they have a quick snog, and then he dies. What?
Yeah, so Rey is like dead in Kylo's arms, and he's obviously, you can tell that he's trying to bring her back to life. This was so predictable, I just saw this coming from a mile away that he was going to use that power to bring her back to life. I was just hoping that he wouldn't die in the process, but he fucking does. Pretty much the only character I even liked from this trilogy.
Yeah.
Even though this movie just went in such a predictable way anyway, with him going good, I was like, oh, fucking, yeah, whatever. And then, he brings her back alive, they look at each other, and they kiss, which is probably the most cringe thing I've ever seen in a movie, and I'm not fucking over-exaggerating. When they kissed, I was praying that they didn't do it, because they're, like, looking at each other for such a long time, it's like zooming in on their faces, and I'm like...
So this is what I mean about Rey being the Galaxy Bike.
Yeah.
It's literally, like, set up relationship with Poe, with Finn, with, like, fucking everyone.
And this is what I'm saying. It's like JoJo's trying to please the internet fans who are like, oh, ship Rey and Kylo. But I found in the movies there was no real setup to that. Like, it was set up that they had, like, a relationship, but not in that way, if you get what I mean. It was more so like...
Oh, damn, is it?
It was more so like... I'd just say in a friendly way. I never felt it was in, like, a actually... love each other way. So it just threw me right the fuck off, and I was like, what the hell? I just didn't find that earned at all, and I almost threw up just saying it. It was so weird. I thought
that was the second biggest.
I'd rather watch
Leia
and Luke kiss on a 10-hour loop than fucking Rey and Kylo ever again. Yeah. And also, as well, Finn at the start of the movie, when they're sinking in the quicksand, is like,
I've got something to tell you.
Rey, I've always... Because they think they're kind of about to die or whatever. He's like, Rey, I've got something to tell you that I've never told you. And then when they're alive, she's like, oh, so what do you want to tell me? And he's like, oh, I'll tell you later. And it's obviously that he loves her. But then...
Does he love the black chick? Does he love Rose?
No, he definitely loves... Yeah, Rose has just been sidelined, thank God, for this movie.
Yeah, but every time she said a word, I was just like, fuck off.
Yeah, but like I 100% thought Rey and Kylo, I was like, oh yeah, they'll be friends, they'll help each other win, but then she'll go back and her and Finn will be together at the end. I thought that's what they've been setting up to the whole time, which they had, but then no, apparently she was into Kylo the whole time.
Yeah.
And Finn being in love with her just... It's never even acknowledged again.
Yeah.
Like, why even have that at the start of the movie? Why have her, like, him hiding his feelings from her and never actually say it? It was just... I hated it. I hated it so much. And then they go back to the Rebel base and the movie ends.
Yeah, but it doesn't end.
Oh, actually, they go back to the Rebel base and it's like Rey, Finn, and Poe hugging, and it's like this is supposed to be this big satisfying moment. I didn't feel anything at all. When has Poe ever spoken to Rey before this movie?
Yeah. Oh, before, yeah.
I just did not...
You looked after my droid.
I didn't feel like there was any connection there whatsoever.
Yeah.
But apparently they're like the best friends of all time. The three best friends that anyone can have, as Alan Gardner would say. But,
This is when they should have had Phantom.
Oh, and... Yeah, the Phantom Menace of Victory celebration music. And then, again, to please the internet darlings, Chewie gets his medal. Which, okay, so I did complain about this in New Hope. I was like, oh, why didn't Chewie get a medal? And I feel like that's the things people
It
find
was
out with
cool
saying
that
that.
he got it. And
It makes no sense at all.
It was
though.
cool, but it was like,
When you actually think about it for more than 1 second that you see it, Maz Kanata hands Chewie a medal. Where the fuck did she get that? Why is she giving it to him?
it's the lightsaber all over again.
It's literally 100% fan service from J.J. Abrams that makes no sense whatsoever. And I was like, okay. Like, he's gotten his medal now. Why?
Yeah.
Was that Han's dead medal?
I thought this was
don't-
going to be where the movie ends
Yeah, it fades out to black, but then...
for like 2 seconds. But then it shows up and you see the burnt corpse.
But you don't.
But you don't.
They're back in Tatooine at Owen
Yeah.
and what's her name? Bro Lars's house where Luke was
Bru Larson.
raised. Yeah, Bro Larson, and
Brie Larson.
someone must have cleaned the corpses away.
Yeah.
because they're not there. And Rey is burying Leia and Luke's lightsabers underground. Their Force ghosts show up. Some random person walks by. She says, "Who are you?"
Oh,
and she says,
for years.
"She says, I'm
I'm
Rey."
Rey.
Rey who? Rey Skywalker.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I
what
almost- that was the biggest
fuck?
throw up.
Me and you at the same time were like,
like,
like, what? That disgusted
who, what,
me.
when, where, why?
That kind of disgusted. No, it didn't kind of. It fully disgusted me, actually.
Just why can't she just be Rey?
Yeah.
Just shows the misogynistic tendencies of Star Wars and Disney.
Oh.
Why can't a female just be independent and powerful on her own? Why does she need a last name to tie her down?
And
She doesn't.
yeah.
Just let a girl be a girl, you know?
That was just, why?
Because the title of the movie is Rise of Skywalker, and
Oh,
if they ended it without saying that, there would have been no Skywalkers
So I just
alive.
wasn't even invested in this movie from the start because of Palpatine and
But-
just this trilogy in general I don't like. And then all the significant moments were just like, they were either cringe or just underwhelming.
What happens though if Rey goes and gets married to like a Finn? Let's just say it happens, and this goes against what I just said. But what if she changes her last name?
To 2187.
Yeah, so is it now the Rise of 22187?
No,
Like,
but
what? Like, what?
I-
Why? They literally, I feel like they only added that in because they're like, oh shit, there's no Skywalkers alive anymore. And we've titled the movie Rise of Skywalker.
I really...
Should have been called Rise of Palpatine.
Yeah, but then... I really hated that, I hated that so much.
Yeah, it's easily my least favourite scene.
It's just... I don't know the reason behind it at all. I don't even have words for it. I don't even know how to explain how much I hate it.
The most exciting disappointment I've ever felt is
I didn't like Force Awakens or Last Jedi.
But I didn't hate them anywhere
But
near as much
there were
as this.
things I liked about those more than anything I liked in Rise of Skywalker, and the things I hated in those I didn't hate as much as the things I hated in Rise of
Yeah.
Skywalker. So, things I hated,
Everything.
pretty much everything. The only things I really liked were C-3PO.
I didn't hate Kylo. I like Kylo.
It was so predictable what was going to happen.
Yeah, Adam Driver's still a really good actor.
Really good actor. Just all the performances are just so good. Like, they're all...
Kelly Marie Tran especially.
Yeah, they're all likable people. It's just you don't care about the characters at the same time. So, you know. And Rise of Skywalker, a shitty end to a shitty trilogy that makes no
Yeah,
sense.
Skywalker Sage is over.
Makes no sense. I'm never going to watch it again. It was so irrelevant, insignificant. Like, what was the point in this trilogy? What was it?
That was
Money.
literally the first thing I said to you when the movie ended was like, this is the most pointless movie I've ever seen. The trilogy, sorry. This is no need for this trilogy.
It's not like...
It didn't further anything.
With The Last Jedi, when I first saw it, I was like, oh yeah, I kind of liked that. There were some things that were really dumb. And then I kind of grew to hate it more over time. Like, more I thought about everything. But this, I hated from the get-go. I hated it straight away. I really didn't.
I mean, I gave it
really
a chance.
hated
I was like, I'm not going to write it off straight away. Because it was built up as, fan service. It wasn't like, continuation, like a finish to the story. It was fan service.
But
There was no fan service.
No.
There was none.
No.
I don't.
Not really.
I don't want to talk
mean,
about it.
Han Solo coming back, but...
Yeah, but nobody really wanted him back. Like,
I don't know.
he definitely didn't want to be there.
There definitely were some entertaining moments.
Yeah, it was entertaining moments, but it's a Star Wars movie. There's
always entertaining moments,
Yeah.
but this is shit. And yeah, this new trilogy,
I tend not to hate movies. I just don't like this one.
I'm never gonna watch it again.
I'll probably watch it again.
I have no reason to ever see this. I watched 1 to 6, and 7, 8,
Yeah,
and 9.
like, they just don't exist. Because it really didn't further in. If you just ended at 6, it's just the exact same ending as 7. Except you haven't brought back, like, Palpatine with, like, for no reason.
You don't even have to watch 8, really. You can watch just 7 and 9 and be like, oh yeah, Snoke
Yeah,
just
because it's not even,
disappeared.
like, Rey improves that much. Like, she's
No.
a beast in 7 as well, so it's like...
8 did nothing for the story, really, apart from Luke Skywalker dying and becoming a Force Ghost, which when I watch this, I'm just like, it's just sad. It's like, he's just, like...
The Last Jedi had more fan service than this.
Yeah.
Like, just with that, like, Yoda scene alone.
Was
Last
better
Jedi,
than anything in this
yeah.
movie. Yeah. Like, just Luke being resorted to a Force Ghost who's just in the background doing
He was
nothing.
too blue.
I've
I
already
didn't
said
like how
this.
blue he
I've
was.
already said this before, but I wanted it to be Luke, Han, and Leia, and them again. But they're just so they ended up being so insignificant in this trilogy. It had nothing to do with them. And at least if you'd made the new characters good, likable, and developed, then it would be like, okay, I like these new characters now. But I don't. I don't like any of them really, apart from Kylo Ren, who had the most predictable storyline and died at the end to save Rey. Even though she fucking... I mean, I guess because she was... Stop dying from using Force powers, Jedis. Just... It's so dumb. Like, I guess because when Rey healed Kylo, he wasn't fully dead, but he was about to die.
But he was... Yeah, but... Oh.
And then she was fully dead, so he... I don't know. It's just shit, mate. But... Oh, the Sith Troopers as well. What purpose did they serve?
And the Knights of Ren.
Yeah. All just kind of marketing ploys that aren't good at all. But yeah, what more can we say, really?
Nothing, just disappointment. Just utter
Not
disappointment.
even a disappointment, just shit. Like,
Well,
I'd say
I gave it
straight
enough of a
shit.
chance for it to be a disappointment. I said, hopefully the fan service can, like, win me over.
I was already disappointed enough, and this movie was just worse than I could have imagined it being compared to the movies I already didn't like.
Yeah.
Like, Rise of Skywalker, I think it's terrible.
Yeah.
And...
It gets a...
fucking 0.
Yeah, I don't even want to give it a rating.
Even the shit that was good in this movie is just... The shit I hated just overpowers it. Like, in the words of Sheev Palpatine, J.J. Abrams, Lucasfilm, you've paid the price for your lack of vision. Because there really is no fucking lack of vision in this trilogy.
You built this up as fan service, double the pride, double the fall.
I think you in particular were looking forward to fan service.
Yeah, because I just didn't really care about
Because you didn't
the story.
care, you just wanted to say, oh, make me happy.
Yeah.
And they didn't... All the fan service they did, like Chewie's Medal, just doesn't make sense. Like...
Yeah.
It was just... It was like to
I
play...
just wanted Hayden back.
Yeah.
And also, to the kid that told us that Mandalorian had something to do with this.
Yeah, so
What?
they released Mandalorian before this, and some kid was like, "Oh, watch the Mandalorian." I mean,
Because it directly relates to this. No, I don't see anything in...
Oh.
Unless they're just introducing something in episode 7 of Mandalorian that was in this movie. But apart from that, I was like, I can't think of anything that... Is that the songs that... Alyssa songs, isn't it?
it's the score though, so they're all just like original titles. But yeah, all the music's still really good, even though there was no real obviously, there's not really going to be new music in the last movie. It's all just kind of reused.
Give me the
shit.
Jewel of the Fates remix.
This Rise of Skywalker, as of now, though, has a 1 out of 10 in IMDb, and that just is fucking hilarious.
That's
to
too
me.
high.
That is one too many. 58% of Rotten Tomatoes. See, Last Jedi, when it came out, was on like 90. So I was of the opinion, I was like, oh, Rise of Skywalker, not good at all, but it'll probably just get high ratings, critics. But nah, 58, probably gonna just keep going down. 1 out of 10 on IMDb. People must be hating this. And good on them. Good on them. Yep. Why? All negative reviews.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I've hated this enough. Like, I don't know if I've said it, like,
It was shit.
everything that I hated.
It was the worst, easily the worst movie of the year that I've seen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rialto for not even having shown Peanut Butter Falcon yet. Go watch our review on that.
But fucking...
I want to go home and I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
Yeah, it's been a bloody ride, I can tell you that. But that's it. That is the last Star Wars movie until... Will they make another one ever?
Who knows?
I don't know.
I mean, we might still talk about Star Wars. We might do like a Mandalorian recap or something.
Yeah, we got a Mandalorian episode to watch now anyway, which...
High School Musical tomorrow coming out.
But the Rise of Skywalker is
Had our
bad.
first cameo on High School Musical, the series, the other day.
I might have to watch it, and then after we do, we can do a recap.
Yeah,
At some point.
F-U-dastic for telling me it was Zac Efron was in it.
Yeah.
So far, the only cameo is "Look at me, and what do you see?
Not my
Intelligence beyond compare."
Not Park.
No, no, it was the fat nerd that does breakdancing.
Yeah, one word to describe the Rise of Skywalker: bad.
Anus.
Fucking
Stinky anus.
asshole.
It doesn't even deserve one word, to be honest.
I feel like this movie, people just gotta forget about it though. And it's just gonna...
Yeah, I'm not talking about it ever again. Goodbye.
Yeah, okay. We'll wrap up there.
Yeah.
That's been your boys, Kleis and Callen, our last Star Wars review, maybe.
I've been Kelly Marie Tran.
I've been Ben Solo, turning to the good side and dying like everyone saw coming, and Sheep Palpatine being brought back from the dead for no reason, apart from because everyone hated The Last Jedi.
Catch on the flip side.
Do it! He did say do it in this movie.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, as I said on.
Hopefully.
Yeah, it is.
Rightio.
Hold up, I have to unlock my phone to turn
An
it
hour.
off.
An hour.
An
This recording.
hour.
How the hell have we talked about this for an hour? Doesn't even deserve
Because
it.
it's that shit.
Right. Goodbye.